everybody, welcome back to Spidey V, and here is Jackie, the Thionula species jumping spider. This is the one I've had for the longest amount of time. Look at that cute face. You can't not love this little jumping spider. What I did this time around is I actually rolled the camera before putting the crickets in the enclosure, so I was actually able to get a takedown for you guys. And there's another close-up of her face. I really love this one's little face. Well, all jumping spiders are just so cute, man. They've got that, there's just a quality about them. It looks kind of comical, but and friendly. But then just on feeding, somebody asked me last week how often I feed my spiders because they look kind of tubby. And I do feed them often. I feed them, well, the jumping spiders lately, I've been feeding them quite a lot. I've been feeding them a few crickets at a time, once a week, but I've been putting a few crickets in, like you would have seen. But and just look at the hunting strategy here. This is something that really fascinates me, how they kind of zero in and focus on their prey, and the strikes are just so accurate. They are such awesome little predators. And anyway, so back onto the feeding story. So look, if they're not going to eat, then if they're hungry, they'll eat. If they're not hungry, they won't eat. So the enclosures are quite big, so the crickets can run around inside there. There is a little bit of grain food that I put in there with the crickets as well, so they do have something to eat. And obviously there's the water and the moisture inside in the container for them to sustain themselves as well. So the crickets will live. When the jumping spider decides to eat them, then obviously it will. But the tarantulas, what I do with those is I feed them once a week also. Here's the other little jumping spider. This is the new one. I called her Lady Deathstrike after last week's triple cricket attack. So I thought that name was pretty apt. But she's really, really a great little spider, this one as well. Same species as Jackie. And it looks to be about the same size. I think they obviously are both adults. And from what I understand, this is the female color form, so they are girls. But look, there's another cute little face. You can definitely tell there's a difference. Like her fangs are like a blacky color, and the other ones are like more of a goldy, yellowy color. So I'm not sure if it's just coloration. They're definitely the same species, but yeah, anyway, they do look slightly different, so you can tell them apart. These enclosures are still a little bit small, so I couldn't get the camera in here, so I was obviously trying to get as best a shot as possible, because my camera doesn't, on the phone, doesn't really focus very well, on something smaller like this. But I'm hoping that you guys are able to see it nicely enough. But yeah, onto the tarantulas again. With feeding them, when they were smaller, I used to feed them twice a week, maybe on a Thursday and a Sunday. Now that they're getting a bit bigger, it's only once a week. The nice thing with having the channel is that I like to have footage out there for you guys as well. And there she is. This is after she's taken down her cricket. So you can see that she's obviously also had a decent meal. And that fat abdomen shows you that she's obviously still digesting last week's one. Anyway, so yeah, with back onto the tarantulas again. I feed them once a week, but I feed them smaller meals as well, so that I can obviously get more footage of them. Grizzly, the Grammostola rosea, the Chilean rose, I think she may be in pre-molt, I'm not sure. She hasn't eaten in a long time, but she kind of closed up her burrow and just left a little hole here for herself to come in and out. Kratos, the Nandochromatus, this is the male. He's in pre-molt as well. You'll see on the right hand side there, I'll zoom in now, is his very bald abdomen. He hasn't darkened up yet, so it's still going to be a while before he does his molt. Now here's Kong, the Lasiodora difficilis. She had such a great takedown this week, but I don't seem to have much luck with timing. I was obviously filming, I put the roach in here, it was marching through, and as the takedown happened, or just before the takedown happened, somebody phoned me, and obviously filming on the phone, the call takes the priority and it shuts off the video. So I missed the takedown. So all I have for you guys is this little clip here after I've put the phone inside the enclosure to try and get her underneath her hide eating the cockroach. So sorry it is a bit shaky, it was a bit cramped in there trying to get the phone in and keep it straight and everything. So once again, you got a tarantula butt view of the Lasiodora difficilis. So sorry about that. So we'll have to move on to the next one, which is Choco, the female Nanduchromatus. I'm not 100% sure how many molts she's got left. I'm presuming probably 1 or 2. She's about 5.5 inches now approximately. So she's definitely a big girl. And I'm hoping maybe I'll be able to get her paired up with Kratos when he matures. But I suppose that'll be something we can look at later. You can see I did a slow-mo of this one's takedown as well. I love this spider and how it just interacts. You can see here's the replay of the takedown. It's really fast, considering how big the tarantula is as well. But you'll see in relation to how big she is, the roach isn't that big, and that's the kind of meal size that she'll get, and she'll have one every week. So it's not like they are getting overfed. And the thing is with the tarantula, you can put 50 crickets in there, they'll only eat what they want. They're not going to kill everything and make a huge ball of muck and then just discard it. So that's pretty much the premise that I use with the feeding as well. I'll feed them once a week, like I said, and if 1 week I put something in and they don't eat, it gets taken out, and I'll try again the following week. And then obviously if it's in pre-molt, then it doesn't get fed until such time that it has molted and it's had sufficient time to harden up. But this species I would really highly recommend to somebody that's becoming a little bit more confident in the hobby and wants to move on from being an intermediate keeper, a beginner keeper, into an intermediate kind of phase. These are very fast, they've got a strong feeding response, but great tarantulas. Anyway, but that's it for me for today. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to, please do so, and please leave me some comments. I really enjoy listening to seeing the feedback from you guys. Be nice to spiders.